have it up and running. But welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. Tonight we will be continuing our adventures in the Ghosts of Saltmarsh, the latest hardcover book from Wizards of the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Uh, we'll be picking up exactly from where we left off with a little bit of hand waving. But before we get into the game, let's make a couple announcements here. Uh, Hey, you're gonna see a couple things flying through the bots here in the Twitch stream. In fact, I think it's just popping up right now as I look at the Twitch. But Zombie Joe, DM of the Mad Mage game on Tuesdays, which I believe is coming to its epic conclusion this Tuesday, is doing a 24-hour game at Misty Mountain Games in Madison. They're going to be playing for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. You can click on the link as it flies through the stream elements in the chat there, and throw a little bit of love towards this 24-hour game that Zombie Joe is running. I'm not sure if buying things will bring in fire giants or dreadnoughts or anything super awesomely scary, but I hope so, because I'll be donating for that kind of fun. In any case, they're not going to be able to stream it, but they sure would. So I guess no, you won't be able to buy anything like that, I guess, because they're not live streaming it. But it doesn't matter, because you should still, if you can, give a little bit of money. It goes towards an excellent cause. And that's one of the things I love about being part of this gaming community is we get to play this game, but we also get to do a little bit of something with it to help other people out, and that's good stuff. As I said, Zombie Joe, I think it's the exciting conclusion of Mad Mage. I don't know if they'll finish up, but if they do, it'll be this Tuesday. Watch LaBelle and the crew get through, I think, maybe the 13th level. I can't remember where I last saw them on Mad Mage, but they're moving through that book. On Wednesday will be Curse of Strahd. I guarantee there will be a fun couple of events there in that one, so tune in there. We might see some changes to the party there, and that will be exciting. And I guess it'll just be an all-around exciting week next week, because on Thursday it'll be the return of Chimera Clash of Shields. A very brief return, because we'll be ending the campaign on Thursday night. But come see Robin, Chris, Adam, and I with Dusty finish out that game and find out if Cortland eats it in a wave of glory with werewolves pretty much mowing on his bones and picking their teeth with him.
It's gonna be great.
Because that's the goal. You gotta have goals, and that's my goal. Okay.
Good to know.
Be afraid, Cortland. Be very afraid. Okay. So, getting us back into the Saltmarsh, where we last saw our heroes, our newly formed band of heroes. They've known each other for about 3 hours. Third game in, they've known each other for 3 hours. They met in the town of Saltmarsh, where they had all sort of found themselves after adventuring around a little bit ahead of our story, and took the quest of Phineas, or not Phineas. His last name is Finn. His first name was. You'd think I'd have that written down.
It's Phineas.
It was Phineas.
It's Phineas.
Yeah.
Phineas Finn
Finley.
and his brother Finley. Right. Yeah. Phineas Finley and his brother Kev Finley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at this game. Anyway, Phineas offered you a quest and some money if you can determine the whereabouts and or the final outcome of his brother Kevin, who had at one point decided it was time to find out the origins or the mystery behind the shrieks and howls and weird lights that were going on in the alchemist's old alchemist's house, and he never returned. And so he asked you to go looking for him, and you took his offer and made it through the front of the house and into sort of this decrepit building where you found some books, came across a shrieking mouth that warned you not to go downstairs. You went downstairs, uh, and uh, encountered some bandits and well, they're basically all just ruffians and thieves, which you were able to, with some difficulty, avoid dying from. Then you found a secret door, moved in, and found a cellar with some stairs going up, back up onto the first floor, and the body of what appears to be Kevin Finley. And took his belt buckle as proof of finding him, as his body had been completely eaten through inside out by rot grubs, and so he was not in a state where you could return his body to his next of kin without maybe a jar. And so, yeah, that's pleasant. Uh, and so that is where we left off. We decided that it was close enough for rock and roll for you guys to level up to second, and so we will begin with everybody at second level tonight. And I'm going to ask you, what do you want to do? You're in a room with a lot of broken wine bottles. In fact, I'll reread the description to you so that we all start off right there at where we left off. Shoulder height wooden bottles racks line the north and west walls here. There appear to be no intact bottles left in the racks, and shattered bottles cover the floor. Against the east wall at the foot of the stairs rest two large metal storage bins that appear to be empty. In the center of the room once lay a human corpse clad in leather armor and a long sword by the corpse's right side. He has a shield by his legs. That is what you see. What do you guys want to do? This is so not working. There we go.
Well, the way I see it is, I mean, we got what we came here for, but there's a lot more of this basement to explore. What do y'all think? Should we keep looking, or should we go back to poor Phineas and tell him the sad news?
We should keep exploring.
We can find.
I'm fine either way. I think I'm happy to go cash in on the reward, but if there's more around here, why not find that first?
All right. So, it looks like to me we could either go back into the kind of that dining area and explore other rooms off of that, or up these stairs. Right? Are those our options?
That's what it looks like.
Yep, you can go through the door that you found, or you can go up those stairs. Yeah, those are your two options.
All right.
Around in here and look for and then see if there was anything in the shelves.
Okay.
Oh, no time like the present.
Shady Bonsai did buy inspiration for Merryweather, so feel free to
Oh,
use
yay.
that as you would like.
Thank you.
Okay. So, sorry, I just realized I had the chat here. Okay. What is it you guys want to do?
I just like poke around the shelves, search around.
Okay.
Interest.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check. I'm sorry, I didn't. Did you roll an investigation check?
13.
13. Okay. You sort of. There's all these broken bottles, and everything appears to have been drank and smashed, because there doesn't appear to be any wine left necessarily on the floor. A couple spills here and there, but it does appear that maybe your friends in the other room have already hit this place pretty hard. But in the far back of one, you see sort of a glint of a bottle that appears to be intact. It has a label. It doesn't actually have any writing on it, but there is a jauntily clad unicorn on it, who is sort of prancing. uh, and it's been done in sort of a brown ink that's meant to imply that it is wearing a rainbow sort of evening coat. Okay.
Okay.
So it is intact.
Quit inside.
There is still wine in the bottle.
Okay.
It is a intact bottle.
I will grab that and to move on when everyone else is.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything? All right. So you guys can either go up the stairs or you can go back out the secret door that you came in. If you may recall that in the other room, just to remind you, the stairs going up, you have not been down these stairs, so sorry, I need to bring the photo up for me. You didn't come down those stairs. You came down the stairs right into the melee, into the main, like, sort of mess hall room that you came into. So these stairs would go to another place upstairs, and then in there, you had in the big mess hall room, there were two doors. One had a bar barring it on your side, so you could remove the bar and go through it, and the other one was just a regular door.
Over there.
Back to room. Sounds good.
I didn't
right.
catch the end of that. I'm sorry.
Back to room 21 to check those two doors.
You were making me read the map for numbers. All right. Okay. So you guys walk back in through the secret door, which was part of the hearth. So the hearth spun, and you came through it. And walk back in there, and you find your bodies of your archer and your two scouts or bandits in there. You can go into the corner to the east there, sort of that alcove where they actually, I don't remember who it was, but thunder waved him. Was that you, Chris? Baracus, who thunder waved him into the wall. So they pounded into the wall with the bar on it, and then the door to the north is just a regular door.
You ever search the bodies of these guys?
I think
Did
you
and
did. You had coppers that came out of that, right? And the footlockers.
That's right.
there were arrows and some bows. That all of that loot is in the Saltmarsh. Just us.
Okay.
Or east.
The barred door kind of makes me a little nervous. I mean, what are they trapping in there?
Well,
Let's get that one out of the way first, then.
It should.
Thought?
The door on that one actually has a sign on it that says, written in sort of crude comment, "Danger, don't go in here."
Have an invitation, is what you're saying.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a wooden bar held
Open
in
it up.
brackets. The word "danger, don't go in here," is scrawled on that door in the common tongue using chalk.
Meriwether, if you want to open the door.
You want me to open the door after I'm saying it seems like a pretty dangerous door?
I meant to say Cora volunteered. We've just met. I'm not great with names.
Oh, okay.
I will open
Gotcha.
the door.
Who's gonna
Hi.
open it? Cora? Okay.
Cora opens the door.
The one to the north or the one that says "danger"?
I crossbow out and make sure it's loaded.
Yeah, I have my bow ready as well.
Okay, so your marching order going in here is Cora, and then is it going to be Nubin, or because the ranged weapons are I assumed the ranged weapons would be hanging a little bit back, but
I'm holding back. Yeah.
I think that
Sorry, Tony, I
And
didn't hear you.
darts too.
Oh, you're readying darts? Okay. All right, so Cora lifts the bar up, throws it over her head. I'm assuming because there was no real way to move it on. And the door opens towards you. So you guys all have to kind of back up to open the door. And there's a description.
Done.
Light spilling in from the large room behind you barely shows that the chamber is only about 12 feet across and the corners are filled with shadow. What little you can see is dingy and dirty. It smells a little funky in here.
Opening, I'm going to be like, hello, danger.
Okay, as you call in, real quick, can everybody go into, I'm sorry, I'm going to do a little Discord housekeeping here. Go over to in the left-hand bottom corner, there's a user settings and then a wheel for settings near your name. And go to voice and video. And has everybody got voice activity as their input mode for mic test?
Yep.
Brad?
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Feels
yes.
like there's a bit of a delay. I was just wanting to check. Okay. Okay. So as soon as you go, hello, danger, you hear this sort of clickety-clackety noise. And coming out of the corner, these skeletons start walking towards you. Roll for initiative.
Shut the door. Shut the door.
Exciting.
Initiative first. I rolled a 1.
I got it.
I don't think I get a bonus with skeletons either. Oh, I do. Okay. All right.
What is there anything that we add to our roll for initiative, or it's just straight numbers?
It should be your dexterity
bonus.
bonus.
17.
All right. Cora 17. What do we got for Newbin? I didn't hear Newbin. It cuts off.
Typed it. It's 10.
10. Thank you. Everybody typed it. Well, not everybody.
I didn't.
Okay. What do you got,
But
Mary?
I can.
Nope, you don't have
22.
to. 22.
Okay.
All right, you win.
Yeah.
You go first, Mary. So
All right. Well, I have my longbow ready, and I'm too far away from the door. But I'll shout out, "Close the door! Close the door!" Do I see any of the skeletons?
You do.
Okay. I'm gonna fire at one of them.
Go ahead.
All right. Oh, a 9.
Unfortunately, a 9 is gonna miss, and
Kind of
it
figured.
flies through your friends and hits the wall, shattering on impact at the other side. Baracus.
To walk into the room. Going to turn undead.
Oh, okay.
Pull the necklace out of my shirt and do a little like mumbo jumbo. Any undead that can see or hear must make a wisdom save.
Okay.
And
Get all my 20 sides out.
the number is a 12.
Okay.
And their turn for a minute or until they take damage.
And they try to stay as far away from you as possible.
They must spend its turn trying to move as far away from me as they can. I cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. Actions.
Yep.
For its action, it can only take the dash action on the effect.
They can only take the dash action, but they can attack they can't come closer to you, but they could attack your colleagues.
No, action, it can only use the dash or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
Okay.
They're trying to run away. They can't get any closer to me. Can't go anywhere. They dodge.
Every one of them failed. That only works on creatures you see, and it is not an area of effect, right?
Nope. 30 feet, it is see or hear me.
Okay, but people
See
who
me?
weren't there at the time of casting, if somebody else were to walk in, it's not an area of effect that's sitting there for a minute. It's the people who were in there are turned for a minute.
Hear or see me. So if they were in the next room over and could hear me like chanting
Yep.
from 50 feet away,
Am I the only one missing half of what you said? Or
It cuts in and out for
Yeah.
me too.
okay.
all right.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's all of them move actually as far away as they can from the door. And so that's, you've got them move. In fact, you can't even see them at this point from where you're standing. Core, I guess if you looked around the corner, you could see them.
And I'll just tell them, all right, y'all, clean them up.
Well, that would bring us to Cora's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna Baracus and pat him on the back and be like, "That was awesome!" And I'm gonna go inside, and my curiosity is getting the best of me. I'm gonna see what's in here.
Okay, so there's not much in here. This is actually just sort of a, looks like an old, maybe like storeroom that's gone pretty much to rot and grossness. There's just piles of dirt and detritus just laying everywhere. Nothing really is orderly. Not much to see. The skeletons are all as far back into the north of the wall as they can go. Oops. So
Count how many there are.
6. There are 6 skeletons, not like cowering or anything. They're just sort of confused because they got nowhere to go, and they're just kind of, and they don't see the person who turned them anymore. So, because they've moved out of his sight.
Back to everyone. It looks like we've got 6 friends in here.
All right. Let me get you guys a new map. And I can't give you that one. Never mind. Just we'll play without it. This one gives away too much. Okay. So that brings us to Nubin.
We see inside the room yet?
If you
Inside
want,
the room, I guess.
you could. So if you look at that map, I don't want to erase the squares per se right now, but if you the first little one was the narrow one was the doorway, and then it opens up into a room roughly that whole size there, and the skeletons are against the north wall as you peek around the corner. You can enter, you have plenty of movement to get in there, and you could attack a skeleton if you so chose.
Can everyone in our party see what's happening inside the room, or see inside the room, or is it too dark for some?
It's not the darkness, it's unless you guys are walking into the room, you could not see where they were at. You would need to walk into the room at this point. Now, let me see if I can make a nicer image of what's happening here.
While you're doing that, let me ask everyone, do we want to go in and engage?
No.
Us are already in there.
From the start, I've been saying, close the door, let's get out of here. So I'm not eager to go in there.
Well, I am going to, sorry, Meriwether, but I am going to take one of my darts, and I am going to at the skeleton that is furthest away from the group.
Okay.
The group. I want to make sure I'm hitting one particular skeleton and it's not going to ricochet and bounce off of 2 or 3, so I wake them all up.
Okay, so you're aiming only at one skeleton with a dart.
Correct.
Go ahead. Roll a range attack.
I just rolled a 1.
That is a critical miss. Roll a 6-sided die and tell me what you get.
There we go. A 4.
All right. It bounces off of that skeleton and just narrowly misses the one next to it. But it went end over end. It didn't cause any damage. It just sort of slid off of him, ricocheted, hit the other one, but didn't do any damage. Therefore, they are not in. They did not wake up, so to speak. They did not lose their turn.
That did not work.
It did not. No.
I'll be putting the darts away and pulling out a hammer.
Okay. All right. The skeletons are still turned. That brings us back to the top of the order, Mary.
They can take the dodge action if they want.
Yeah, I know. With a 1, I didn't feel the need to do that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, I could call it dodge now. Sure, I will do
right.
that.
Yeah.
That's,
And what does that do when they're dodging?
Gives them it gives you disadvantage on the attack.
Okay. And I'm still outside the room. I can't see any of the skeletons. I'm not entirely eager to go in there. Is there a way I can get to the edge of the doorway and see any of the skeletons?
Sure.
Or are they up in the corner?
Nubin walked in, right? Cora's in, Nubin is in, so you could peek around the side of the wall.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I don't want to not help my friends, but at the same time, I am not going in that room. So I'll just kind of lean in and try another stupid arrow shot. So it's at disadvantage.
Correct, because they're taking
they-
the dodge.
If I use my inspiration, can I roll a straight roll?
No, you can add a d6 to it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how that worked. Because sometimes on fantasy grounds. All right. It's not going to do anything anyway. Because I rolled a 3 plus 2 is 5. It'd be 11 total.
Just missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a good roll. Man.
All right. That brings.
And then
oh,
I'll
go
lean
ahead.
back
Oh, yeah, I'm
out
sorry.
of the doorway. No, I'm just like, I'm leaning out of the doorway.
All
So
right.
I'm not.
So you went and then back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That brings us to Baracus.
All right. I have room to walk up to the nearest one.
Okay.
I will smack it with my warhammer.
Okay.
Advantage. 12 hit.
Did you say both hit? Both roll? Do you mean both rolls would have hit?
No, does a 12 hit?
Oh no, I'm sorry. A 12 does not hit. It glances off of them and it doesn't. It doesn't connect. You don't sense that it took any damage.
Cool. That's my turn.
Okay, you don't want to. Oh, you don't. Yeah, you're not going to disengage. Okay, because that would be an action. All right, that takes us to Cora.
All right, I'm gonna approach the one that Baracus hit, and unarmed strike him.
Okay. Go ahead. The roll at disadvantage because they're taking the dodge.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Strike.
All right.
And then I'm gonna take a bonus action and try to kick him.
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus. 3 without adding anything.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit
These are some-
either.
Skeletons.
All right, that takes us to Newbin.
Well, I'm going to try again on that same one. I am going to go in with my light hammer.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I have a dumb question. I should have asked this before. I should be rolling my D8 twice now, correct?
I'm sorry, I haven't been doing dodge correctly. I'm rereading my rules here. Until the start of your next turn, any attack roll made against you has disadvantage if you can see the attacker and you make a dexterity saving throw with advantage. So
No. Means the first thing that you said. So everything has disadvantage against it. Dex savings throws.
oh, and
Dex
you
throw.
make dex saving throws with advantage. Never mind.
Right.
Yeah, there's a
It is poorly worded.
It is super poorly worded, but there is a comma there, and the English major in me should have caught that. Okay, thank you. I have been doing it correctly.
Crawford.
Crawford. All right. Sorry, Newman. What happened there? Did you?
I have a dumb level 2 question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And remember, I called myself noob on purpose.
Sure.
Does this mean I'm rolling my hit dice twice?
Not hit dice. Hit dice is how much hit points you have. It's your level. So if you're second level, you have 2 hit dice that you can use to determine how much hit points you have, and you can use them to get hit points back. Doesn't have anything to do with attacks.
So
No,
when
Whoa.
then I'm still using the D20.
Correct.
Whatever goes along with it, like if it's dexterity or whatever.
That is correct.
Correct.
That never will change. The Roll20 system, almost everything's on the 20-sided die.
That's what I did the first time.
Hit
I'm
die
not.
is a terrible term, and it confuses the out of everybody. So
It just caught it out of the corner of my eye. So,
no.
all right. So I'm going to go at them with and take a swing with my light hammer at the head of the one that is engaging. This is a little better. 18.
That'll hit. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll
Yay.
your damage.
All right. So
I didn't hear it.
it was well on that roll. Joe went into the first one, so I got a 3.
You got a 3. Did you add? This is your hammer, right? Which is a finesse
With my +2.
Right. So that. Oh, it's a 3 with your +2. Okay. So when you connect with it, your hammer feels like it didn't do quite as much damage as it should have done on something that was made of bone. So as it connects with it, you feel like it should snap, and the bone sort of wobbles a little and doesn't quite shatter. But then you sort of sense with the connection of it that something shook loose on it. Oh,
I'm actually going to take a bonus unarmed strike at the person at the.
what are you using? Your noggin, your arms, your feet? What do you want to do there?
I'm going to go
Tell me what
straight
you're
for
gonna do.
the. But
You're going for the headbutt. All right, bring it. Bring those tiefling horns to bear.
wrong dice. Back up. Oh, hold on.
No worries.
I can actually aim my forehead. It appears, and I got a 17.
That's a hit. So you wang it with the hammer, and then you go in with the headbutt. What do you? Well, go ahead and roll your damage. I think that's an unarmed strike with a D4 plus. I think you can choose your strength or your dex with a monk. Is that correct?
Is Newbin rolling with disadvantage on these because the skeletons are dodging?
That's correct. Those should have been with disadvantage. That is a good point. since I didn't catch it, I'm going to let the first one go. The second one, you got to roll at disadvantage, which means you roll a d20 twice. You take the lower number plus your bonus.
20. Then I take the lower number.
Yeah, because you have disadvantage. Because they're dodging.
2.
So what was the other one? 2. Unfortunately, yeah, you missed with the headbutt. So I'm going to allow the hammer strike, but then the headbutt, you maybe overswung with the hammer and missed with the head. So.
But that's fantastic. Okay.
All right. Okay, that brings us to the skeletons, who will again, since they cannot go any further, they continue to look like they're preparing to dodge. If they could run, they would. And then underneath.
One skeleton that we hit can attack us now. It is no longer turned.
That is true. Yeah, that one is no longer turned. Thank you. I appreciate that. To your right, all of a sudden a light blue aura frames a door frame that was just carved into the wall. It was a secret door, and you see this sort of magical aura seeping through the doorway, framing out under the light, kind of like the we're all old enough to know this one, like the movie poster to The Thing, where that light's just coming out under the door. You all of a sudden the door pushes open, and a hunched corpse wearing a pointed hat and dressed in a robe embroidered with mystic symbols crosses through the hidden door. Thin wisps of beard float from its bony jaw. It raises a finger and traces arcane symbols in the air, and in a hoarse voice it speaks, "Secrets found, lost, then found again. Your paltry minds cannot fathom." And then it is now entering the initiative at there. Okay. That brings us to the one skeleton that could attack. Is going to attack Nubin. Does a 19 hit? I'm pretty sure it does, but I hate being that guy.
The 17. Do I add my dexterity?
You already did.
Armor class.
Armor class. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, you got me.
Okay.
I'm armor class 12.
Oh, okay. So with its short sword, it comes up. This is the one that you clocked with the hammer and missed with the head, and it snaps out of it and grabs its short sword and swipes at you, cutting into your arm, and it deals you 3 points of damage. This alchemist. It's at 9. Okay, so that brings us to Merryweather.
Okay, so there's a hunched creature. I didn't quite catch everything it said. And then there's a skeleton that's coming towards Noob. So I'm probably going to ignore the creature for now and go after the skeleton that's attacking my friend, because I really don't know what's going on with that guy. And yeah, paltry minds, yeah. Probably true. So with this guy, he's not dodging. It's not a disadvantage.
Correct.
Right? Okay. That'll be a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
That should hit, huh? Yay. All right, 1d8 plus 2. That'll be 5 damage with my arrow, piercing.
Okay. So the your arrow flies true, goes straight into, like, it's a skeleton, but it's wearing robes, and it sticks into like a collarbone arrow, and it sort of at you. So.
Yeah.
Wait! I'm sorry. Did you go at the new creature or the one that was already hit?
The skeleton that was going after Nubin.
Sorry, that one. He does not make that noise. He can't make noises. So.
Okay.
Same outcome though. Went into the collarbone.
Okay.
You said 5 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that it appears to you that your arrow has struck home and done the damage that you would expect it to do. That brings us to Baracus.
All right, I will say a quick prayer to my deity and wave a hand, and as it comes around full circle, I will push forward and cast Guiding Bolt at the new creature that just rolled in.
Gotcha. I get a Wisdom save maybe on there, or Dex save? Do I?
That's a
It's
spell
just a hit?
attack.
Okay, it's
So
just a hit. Okay.
13 hit.
It sure does.
Great. So that is 9 radiant damage.
All right.
Made on that target has advantage.
Okay, everybody has advantage attacking the
The next one.
on the next turn. Okay. Oh, the next attack has it. Yeah. Okay. You'd think I'd remember how Guiding Bolt works after all this time, but I cannot retain this stuff. I depend on y'all to tell me what it says. Okay. It takes a and sort of backs up a little bit. It's stunned by the ferocity of the hit, and then it does make the noise because he can make noises. And all right, that brings us to Cora.
Seeing the new elder come into the room, wonder if this one's slippery. And I disengage with the currently engaged with, and
One action.
I'm going to take my nunchucks to hunch to strike on him.
Okay. So one action was disengaging. You move over and you take one strike. Okay, go ahead. Roll your attack. Is it in the Discord? I didn't hear it. 16. Okay, a 16 does hit. So come over and you clock him. All right, I'm assuming you're punching. 7 damage. Nunchuck, right? You whip around with the nunchuck weapon, doing 6. The jaw cracks and sort of unhinges, and he snaps it back into place. His blue flaming eyes kind of flare up at you. It was a hella blow. So
I'm going to politely bow to him.
nice. Okay. You probably have maybe 10 feet of movement, but you're not going to be able to disengage, so you'd get an opportunity of attack of opportunity if you disengaged.
Want to be?
You want to stay where you're at? Okay, cool. All right, that brings us to Nubin.
How much distance is there between where I'm standing, where the skeleton just hit me, and this new creature engaged with?
Okay, so the doorway that he came out of it actually is almost right to your right. Like he's standing very close to you. In fact, you would be considered flanked.
All right, so I am going to take my light hammer. Going to engage with this new creature also. He seems a little bit more. He insulted us.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He had grim words for you.
Go ahead and take a swing with Hoffman's Fall.
Okay.
17.
17 does hit. Wow, you guys are bringing it to this guy. Go ahead and roll your damage.
A 5 for damage.
Okay. He's looking roughly like 1/3 the skeletal creature he once was. Just your small hammer comes up, cracks him again. He's just ringing. He gets punched by Cora. Cora bows on him. You turn around and whang him with the hammer. He's reeling from both hits. Do you want to take
Uh,
any further actions?
Also take a bonus swing with my tail as a back.
Okay, so you're gonna sort of spin around and hit him with the tail.
Yep.
All right.
And that also is a 14.
That's a hit.
Ooh, and a 5 again.
All right. All right. You cannot move unless you want. You would get an attack of opportunity from both the skeleton and the alchemist. So you can choose to move away because currently you're sort of surrounded.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to move away.
All right. If you move away, they all get an attack of opportunity on you, though. And that means you can't dodge, you can't do anything. So you can either stand your ground and take the hits as they come when it's their turn, and many of them can't hit you, or the other two will get to hit you if you move away. Tactically, as a new player, I would tell you maybe not the best idea.
Okay, I'll stay. I'm going to stay engaged then. I'll stay right there with them.
Okay.
Like a good idea. It's just like,
Yeah, disengaging prevents your opponents from getting a swing at you as you leave, but that's an action, and you used your action and your bonus action. So, well, your bonus action would have helped you out with that anyway, but don't want to confuse that. So it's now the alchemist's turn, and he sees you, Nubin, as the main threat now because he got hit twice, and because Cora bowed to him, so he's sort of, well, at least she's polite. So the he's gonna claw at you, and it does a 15 hit. Yeah, I think it does. Man, rolling like crap. 3 points of damage from claws, and then because he gets he's quick like a bunny. He claws once at Cora, and then he sees in the corner of the room Merryweather, and he throws a bottle of green liquid at her.
I haven't ever actually entered the room. I mean, he still may be able to do that, but I have never entered the room.
Okay. Let me look.
I mean,
this is why I like maps.
Yeah, I've been kind of leaning in, firing, and then staying out. I've been intentionally not going in that room.
I'm going to say that he saw you and threw it at you, but that I'm going to give you half cover because of the door frame. And since I rolled a 3, I super missed. But I think because everybody else is too close, he'd be throwing at disadvantage because they're too close to him. So
gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure he saw me, but I did not want to go in that room.
No, so the glass shatters on the wall, like as you duck around the wall, it shatters right here, and this green glowy spray and a sizzle as it hits the wall and starts eating a little bit corrosively at the stone. Okay, then the one skeleton that is the skeleton must awaken. It is going to attack Baracus. Does a 13 hit?
Yes.
Okay. It gets you right in the chest with its short sword, slicing through, and does 8 points of damage. Yeah, that was all the ones that I rolled 1s on for Tony. I rolled a 6 for you. So it just carves through the center of you. The other skeletons take the dodge action, and that brings us back to Mary.
All right. Well, I don't really much like having that acid stuff thrown at me, so I'm gonna fire my bow, lean in. I can see him. If he can throw something at me, maybe I can shoot a bow at him, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna do that then. And that'll be a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit him. All
Yep.
right. And only a 3 piercing damage.
All right, it hits, and now he's got your arrow, 2 of your arrows, I think now. No, one of them was at the other skeleton, so he's got the one arrow stuck in him. He's been clanged about with hammers and tails. And he looks pretty banged up. He's sort of wobbly now. His bones brittle, and he doesn't look terribly well. I mean, he's already dead. But
Hard to look good when you're dead, but
for a dead
and then I'll
dude, he
lean
looks
back
worse.
out. So
All right,
I'm like, I want to be by that.
All right, and the Furbolg dips back out. All right,
I'm very subtle about it too. My large frame just right out of the doorway.
that brings us to Baracus.
Melee range of the alchemist.
You are. Well, no, because Nubin's in between you two, as I've got it mapped out here. So, you guys, he's in between. You can hit the one skeleton. I have a hard time mapping this out for you. I need to get a second monitor here so I can put the map up for you guys. But the skeletons are sort of, you know, there's 6 of them, and so if you look at the map I put out here where 23 is available for you to see, the door is on the far east side on the second square from the top. So like kitty corner to the right of 23. So one up and to the right.
The melee range.
And so then where I've got you is sort of, I'm not even sure how it's all possible how this is working, but the alchemist is in that right in front of that door. Nubin's dead center above 23. Cora is to the right of 23. And you are on 23 because you got moved out of the way by.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So
I gotcha.
It's hard for me to do this without a map. I'm trying to keep track of where everybody's moving, and it's difficult.
Makes perfect sense. I will just cast Guiding Bolt on the alchemist again.
Okay.
And a pretty sure it's a hit. I can't remember it's 17 hits, right?
Totally.
Points of radiant damage.
I'm sorry, I missed the total.
X.
Is it more than 4?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So he takes the guiding bolt right to the face and not so paltry. And collapses in a heap of bones, his robes kind of collapsing over him, and his pointy witch hat sailing down. Alright, and thus ends the alchemist. So, that was your action. Did you want to move? You actually are one of the few people, I think, who can move if you wanted to without...
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Still engaged with that skeleton, so no, I'm good.
Yeah, you were engaged with that skeleton, or should have been, but you're really not the way I moved you. So, if that makes sense.
Just hit for 8 damage.
I missed the total question. I heard 8 damage.
He hit me for 8.
Yes.
So.
Oh, yeah. So you have to be close enough. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right. Gotcha. Yeah, I need a map. Okay. So, where are we at here? That would bring us to Cora.
The spectral starts to dissipate. I'm gonna bow again and be like, "You fought good, Granddad," and engage with the skeleton that's nearest with me. And I'm gonna real quick.
Okay. You're gonna engage with the one that's nearest to you, the one that's already taken damage, or another one?
We're taking damage.
The one that's already taken damage. Okay.
Okay. 18 to hit with the nunchuck.
Is that a 19 I heard? Yep, okay. 19 hits.
Damage.
Okay. 6 damage.
Other key point or
Well,
chi.
he falls down. So that one has collapsed under your blow. So there are now 5 skeletons, none of which have been released from the turn effect yet.
Skeleton that's close to me.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It was a question. He was wondering if there was another one close to.
So yes,
her?
there is. Actually straight in front of you. You were actually fighting one on an angle before, so.
I'd like to spend a chi point
Okay.
to blows.
Flurry of blows. Okay, go ahead.
So 2 strikes.
Yep.
16 and a 6. So
The 16 hits.
hot dog. 7 points of damage.
Nice.
Nice.
So you hit it, and it sort of, again, it has this sort of bendy effect, and it doesn't look like it took as much damage as you thought it might off of that. It pound it, and it just, and then, okay.
Ow, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Very polite. That takes us to Nubin.
To who?
Nubin.
All right, I am going to go at the same one
That he just
with,
did?
and I'm going to swing the light hammer
Okay.
for a whopping 4. So I'm guessing I'm not hitting him with a 4.
No, you did not. So yeah, that's not a hit. You can bonus action attack again.
Yes, I'm going to flurry of blows and spend a key point for.
Okay, go ahead.
Is a 19.
That hits.
Is a 17.
Both hit.
The first pile of damage is a 4.
Okay.
Second pile of damage is a 6.
And it goes down. You notice that when Cora hit it, it bent a little bit and then kind of didn't take as much damage as you thought, but your blows the second time actually seemed to connect all the way through. Alright. So both that have shaken off their turn were destroyed in that round, so the other 4 are going to continue. Oh, those all needed to be... Well, not all of them. Cora's needed to be at disadvantage. But not Nubin's. I'm sorry, my bad, we're going to play it as it is. So they're all taking the dodge action. And so I'm going to write that down so I remember it here. And then...
Yeah. Out that secret door.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Chris. What?
Out that secret door.
Can you go out it? Yes, you can.
They.
Oh. Not without crossing you, I think. Not without getting closer to you. They would have to cross by you, and I think they are all supposed to be moving as far away. They cannot approach you, right? Yeah, you are not permitting them at this point to retreat through the secret door. And yeah, and on top of that, you're also not letting them move because of where I have you. I think that one of them actually should move. Yep. Actually, one of them is going to move, and they're going to run into Merryweather. That's a good point, because they would, now that you've moved into the room, one of them can actually move away from you. And so this one would move towards Merryweather. So it's going to attack her.
All right, I'm standing out in the hall right outside the room.
Right, because it's trying to exit to get away from Baracus. So
Okay.
if you look on the map, what I've got here, again, sorry, people watching at home, you can't see the map, but 23 is where Baracus is right now. Cora is right above him. Nubin is right to the left of him. And the skeletons are going all the way into the... So they were 3 across the back wall to the north and then 3 down on the west wall. The one that's
Okay.
left corner of 23 can actually move away
Oh,
from...
I see. I thought they
Yeah.
were all in the north of the room, so I
Yeah.
wasn't
They
seeing how that would work.
no, they made room as people walked in. So
Otherwise, okay, yeah, never mind. That's fine.
oh, I'm sorry. Why, you would have done something different if you knew they were
Well,
that
I
close?
was trying to stay away, but
Right. They
I'm
wouldn't have,
fine.
they weren't hitting you either. They weren't moving towards you. So
Right.
yeah,
No,
I am gonna figure out a
got
way to
it.
get a map up for you guys to all see this as we play, because this is not... Theater of the Mind's great, except for I am not detailed enough to describe to you guys easily what I have laid out here.
It's not my skill set to picture things, so I think it's more me just not always following,
uh,
but I got it now. I'm with you.
Okay, so it's moving away from Baracus and it's going to run at you, and
Okay.
it is going to attack with its short sword. Is a 12 hit, sorry.
It can't attack still.
It still can't attack her, even though it's fleeing you?
Yeah, I'm just double checking. It can dash. And dash only for an action. It cannot make any attacks.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be able to get past me if I'm standing in the doorway, right? I mean, it could run up to me, but it can't dash through an enemy, right?
No.
Okay.
Man,
So it'd be literally standing right in
it
front of
honestly
me.
can't even... No, yeah, it can't even take the charge action. So it's stuck in the corner here looking at you.
Okay.
All right. So that's what happens there, which brings us to your turn.
So is it in melee range
Yep,
or
it's
is it far enough? Okay, I'm going to drop my bow and take out my short swords and try to hack at it with that
okay.
because it's standing right in front of me. So let's see. Would I still... It's not dodging, so it'd be a 22 to hit with the short sword.
That'd hit.
Imagine that hits.
Yep.
For 8 piercing damage.
Okay, so the first time the blade, it says sort of that rubbery effect and then snaps back into place.
Yeah, well, that's all I got.
Okay.
Can I take a bonus action and hit with my other short sword without adding the modifier then, or is that... I never quite understand how that works.
You're a ranger, right?
Yeah, is that only a rogue thing?
You mean a second attack? It's a feat thing.
Okay.
You
All
can,
right, so then I'll just stand there with my swords.
I'm fairly sure. I would bout anybody else's boot of nature on that one, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that you can...
Because I never understand what two-weapon fighting is, you know?
Oh, you have two-weapon fighting you can do that. When you have the feat,
It's a...
it says you can
Well,
take it
it's
as
not
a
a
bone.
feat. I don't have
No,
a
no, no.
feat. It's just listed as a standard action.
As a
So I
range,
didn't...
it's a class feature of ranger, right?
Oh, well, it's listed under my standard actions. I don't know if it's for ranger or for
Right.
what, but
I
I just...
think
Yeah.
what the feat does is you get to apply your bonus.
Right, right.
And I think you actually, as a bonus action, can do a second two-weapon fighting. Let me look it up quick. Weapon fighting, 5e ranger. Do. There's no Crawford on this.
Okay.
You're limited to one.
The way I had understood it was that you don't get to add the modifier to it, but I could have been misunderstanding it because I am kind of new to Ranger. So
Okay. I think what it lets you do is take a bonus action with a second weapon. You do not get your proficiency bonus with the second hand.
right.
That's how I understand it. When you have the feat, I believe you then get
Then
to
you
add
can
your
add your
proficiency
modifiers.
bonus. I don't have my
Right.
PHB in front of me. I'm looking online and reading a bunch of stuff in Reddit. But if anybody else wants to look it up, what we're going to do to move the game along is we're going to allow you to do it as a bonus action without your proficiency bonus, and then we'll correct it going
Okay.
forward when we get the rule. So,
All right. That'd be a 14.
14 hits.
And then just 5.
Okay, this time it takes the full damage. So, so your second hit, although feeling slightly a weaker hit to you, seems to do even more damage to the.
It's always odd when that happens.
It's super weird. Okay, that brings us to Baracus.
I will. Are there any that turnt that
Straight up turn.
are unturned?
Well, now there's one that's unturned that Merryweather just hit, but the rest of them in your general vicinity are still turned. Turned up for what? For Baracus.
On the one at Merryweather unturned.
Okay.
And that is a hit for damage.
I didn't hear the number, sorry.
2 damage.
2, okay. What kind of damage was it? Sorry. You hit it with a... It wasn't a spell, right? It's just the first word always gets truncated. I don't...
A warhammer.
A warhammer, okay. So you smash at it with the warhammer and you do 2 points of damage. Okay. You feel like it took the appropriate amount of damage, but you kind of glanced off and didn't connect quite as hard as you wanted to, but it still was hurt by that. Moving on to Cora.
Like,
Okay, so right now there's a skeleton right in front of you, and you have 3 to your left.
in front of me, I'm going to whack with the nunchuck.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I missed the first part again.
Advantage.
Oh, you have disadvantage because they're dodging. Sorry. Go ahead. 10 to hit is a miss. Okay.
So I'm going to try to kick.
Okay. $14 to hit is a hit. And you rolled 6 damage. Okay, so this is the first time this one's taking a hit, and it sort of does that sort of bendy thing again. And so it takes slightly less damage. Okay.
Bow to it.
All right. That brings us to Nubin.
Going to
currently you are not. Yeah, you could hit the one that Cora just hit. Just so you know, you're engaged still with that one. The way I'm reading this.
I will go at that Cora just hit.
Okay.
the light hammer.
Okay.
And it is a 12.
12 just misses.
Then I'm going to take a bonus action,
Okay.
an unarmed strike. Going to go straight up punching at him.
Okay.
That is a 14
That'll hit.
damage.
I missed the damage. Sorry.
4.
It goes down. So that one just crumples in front of you. Okay. So that brings us to the skeletons. The one that is in front of Mary is going to take a swing at her and spectacularly miss. The other two will take the dodge action. They still cannot get... Well, they want to move from Baracus. They don't care if they move into danger. Would they even put themselves into attack of opportunity to get away from you? Okay. So the one that you just knocked down, that one can't because it's, well, yeah, okay. All right. So this will be fun. All right. So one of them moves into, tries to move out of Cora's melee and is moving through. So Cora, you get an attack roll on it.
Disadvantage.
No, because it's not dodging, it's trying to disengage. It can't take the dodge, so... Actually, it can't take the disengage either, can it? So it's just moving through you. So, yeah, it's just going to take straight up hit. So, roll it.
Natural 19.
That's a hit.
6 points of damage.
It does that sort of rubbery bounce thing and then takes slightly less damage. Okay, that was your reaction?
Jean-Claude Van Damme type of kick, where he over-exaggerates the split in the air.
Yeah. Nice. All right, then the other one... well, then the other ones shift, but you've already used your reactions. So they have all shifted. You have a choice, Baracus, of hitting the one right to your left or right... Oh, I'm sorry. No, there's only one left. This one moved. So, so you can... One's moving away from you as well, Baracus. So you have one attack of opportunity you can take as well.
Me? I thought I was way over by the other door.
Did you move?
That was hitting Merriweather.
Oh, that's right. You did move down here. Okay, never mind. So then, Newbin, you get one attack of opportunity. Cora, another one moves past you, but you only get one reaction per turn, so you can't take another attack of opportunity on that. Newbin, one moves into your... you don't get an attack of opportunity if it moves into your space. Only if it moves out. So, unfortunately, you don't get an attack of opportunity. So now I need to redescribe the room for you. Let me go back up to the... So, at the door at the bottom, right on one side of the door is Mary. So to the left of that door is Merriweather. On the right side of that door is a crumpled up skeleton. The way I was seeing it was, Baracus, you could either be one to the right and one up, or anywhere, if you were in melee with it, you could be in any of those squares. Which one do you want to be in?
2 spaces below the 23.
So you would be right 5 feet east of the door. There'd be one square in between you and the door. Okay. All right. So then I've got Cora right above the 23. I got Newbin right to her right. Now I've got a skeleton right above Cora and a skeleton right above Newbin. And I'm sorry, I described the one that was in front of Mary as dead. It's not dead yet. Sorry.
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet. Well, I am. I'm not undead dead yet.
Dead.
There you go.
All right. So that does everybody have a fairly good idea where they're at? Okay, Meriwether,
think
go
so.
ahead.
I know where I am.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go at this, and I did double check. It's
I
because
did.
they're both light weapons
Right.
that I can use that as a bonus action, and I just don't add my ability modifier to the bonus action attack. So
Got it.
I'm gonna
Yep.
do the same thing. I'm gonna attack with
Chris read that you
two
do.
short swords. No, I quoted it exactly from the handbook. I wrote it up in quotes, and it specifically says you don't add. What does it say? You can add your proficiency to hit, but you don't add your ability modifier to the damage
To
of
the
the bonus
damage.
attack.
So
Yeah.
you have
So,
two weapon fighting.
but that's what
not
it
the
says.
feet.
I'm
the
not, it's
ranger.
not my feat. I don't have the feat. That was the thing. I was saying I don't have the feat, but I have the ability to do two weapon fighting as an action.
The ranger.
because-
The ranger class feature of two weapon fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not because you're right with the feat. I would be able to get both, but I don't have a feat. So anyway,
So
with the
no,
fighting-
no. As a ranger, to weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack
Oh, it actually
fighting.
okay.
Style.
Okay, well I don't have that though. I have an archery fighting style, but I
Well,
can
then
still do a two weapon attack. I just don't get to add the ability modifier.
You said you
So-
could two weapon fighting. Okay.
No, I never said that. I've been saying I never took it, but it's a standard action I'm allowed to use
Got it.
as a ranger. Yeah.
I assumed she took the class feature.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I've been trying. I didn't have
you-
the exact words to say it, but it's like I knew I didn't take anything for that, but I'm still allowed to, with kind of a penalty, use an offhand weapon.
No.
So
I
anyway,
think that's the issue.
The first one is 12 to hit,
That unfortunately
my main
misses.
hand. and then I get even lower, a 10 on the bonus action. So not very
Unfortunately,
good
they
with
both,
that.
Yeah, it's swinging and
Ugh.
both sort of whiff out on you. Do you want to do anything else? Move or no? You can't.
Nope, I'm
disengage.
gonna
Nope.
stay in the doorway.
Okay. That brings us to Baracus.
Try to hit that guy as well. An 11 hit.
It does not.
Stay there.
Okay. Moving over to Cora. Cora, you've got two. You have a choice to hit. One's right above you and one's to the right, in front of Nubin. I think I talked over you.
Before?
I didn't hear it again. Sorry.
The one I hit before.
Oh, yeah, you want to hit the one you hit before? Sure.
Advantage or no?
I did not tell that they were taking the dodge action. They were moving, so they are not in dodge, so nope, you roll straight roll.
A 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
4 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna guile flash kick him.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm excited about it. I love the energy.
Fighter
Oh, from Street Fighter. Okay.
flash kick. Yeah, that would be 15
That'll hit. Monks, man.
points of damage. Man, my second hits are killing.
I did not hear it. 6 goes down. All right. That'll do it. There's one left, and it's right in front of Nubin. And unless Cora's going to take another action or spend a key point, Cora will move on to Nubin. Are you good, Cora?
Oh.
All right. Bows. Okay, as it falls over. Bows. All right. Nubin.
All right, I am going to go ahead and take a swing with my light hammer at the skeleton that's right in front of me.
Okay.
11 to hit.
11 misses.
But I'm going to spend a key point, and I'm going to do flurry of blows.
Okay. Go ahead.
is a 6, so I'm gonna guess I'm missing that one.
Sorry.
Is a 7, so that was.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I hate to see that happen with a key point. But
In the
unfortunately,
corner doing this and missing everything.
your lightsaber kidding in the corner. All right. So that
I should have at least scared the skeleton into staying in the corner.
I'll remember to roll a fear check later. Wisdom check for fear. But all right, that brings us to Merryweather.
Okay. Already.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Don't
the
the
skeletons
skeletons
get
go
to
first?
go. The skeletons get to go. Yeah. So
No, they're not
Merryweather, what are you doing?
Ah, I know, right? No, it's your turn. Go ahead and try to kill me.
all right. So with that, they have well, one has not been hit yet, so he's still gonna try to flee. No, well, that one's dead. So the one that's in front of Nubin, it can't get past Nubin, so it's going to take the dodge. So I'm going to put the dodge back on him. He can't go anywhere unless he goes closer to Baracus. So he's going to dodge. And then the second one is going to swing at Baracus with his short sword. Does a 12 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right. Oh man. This one carves crosswise against against your other wound, dealing 8 points of damage.
On the ground.
Oh, cleric goes down. Okay. So you all see Baracus take another mighty blow from the skeleton. He's already got a gaping open wound from the other one. Now another one has crisscrossed him. So that brings us to Merryweather.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, he's on the other side of the skeleton from
Yep.
me, right?
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna try to hit the skeleton again. That's all I can really do.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, that first one doesn't hit.
Okay.
The bonus action though it's a 20 to hit,
That's a hit.
so that'll hit. With only 3 damage.
It's
piercing.
enough. It's enough.
Ugh.
And the skeleton collapses. It didn't see you coming back at it. You miss with the second. It turns around just in time for you to clock it through the head, and it collapses, falling somewhat on your comrade Baracus' body as he lies unconscious in front of you. That brings us to Baracus. You'll need to roll a death saving throw.
Roll a 20.
Roll a 3.
Oh, that's one fail. Okay. That brings us to Cora. You can still engage with the skeleton in front of Nubin.
Baracus went down. I'm gonna walk towards him to stabilize him.
You're gonna take you have to take the disengage action, or the skeleton is still turned. You can do that. Turned up for what? So you can. So you move back and you stabilize Baracus. All right, you are at 1 hit point or whatever the equivalent is of stabilization, but it allows you to not have to make death saving throws. So doesn't
You have to roll anything for that?
stabilize action. It's an action. If he technically it's the 8 action.
Medicine
I think I suppose you should roll a medicine check. Yeah, probably. But don't. That's one that I always forget about. Like the stabilize action, it's a medicine action.
It's medicine. It's 3.
All right. Unfortunately, you do not stabilize him. Gosh, I cannot remember rules anymore.
Buy him, because I'm gonna attempt to do it until he stabilizes.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so stabilize requires a DC 10 Wisdom Medicine check, and then it stabilizes, bringing him unconscious, but no longer having to roll death saving throws. Okay, cool. So that did not succeeds. So we're now on to Nuben. You still have a skeleton in front of you. It is taking the dodge, so you roll attacks at disadvantage.
And what that means?
Roll two 20-sided dice and take the lesser number.
Seven.
Didn't hear it.
Rolled a 7.
A 7 is a miss.
Okay, I am going to this action an unarmed attack.
Okay.
A 16
16 hits.
points of damage.
Every first word I don't hear, so maybe if people start off with that'll get me in there. What was
I hit for 3 points of damage.
that does it. That actually works. All right, thank you. All right. And again, it's the first time it got hit, so it's got sort of that bouncy, rubbery feel, and then it sort of shakes in. That brings us to the skeleton, who is now no longer turned up, so he is going to strike at Nuben and fail miserably. Just whiffs a blade right over you, dodge it easily, and that takes us to Merryweather.
Okay, I'm gonna. Do I have to have any special like a medicine kit or something like that to try to stabilize?
Nope, you just have to
Okay,
roll a DC. You have to roll a 10 or better on a medicine check, which
I'm gonna run up to Baracus and I'm gonna try to stabilize a
okay.
10 or better on medicine. All right, well. Oh, I rolled a natural 20, 23. So there you go.
Awesome. All right, he
Yay.
stabilizes. All right, so
You're
Baracus.
really stabilized.
Yeah, unfortunately, a 20 doesn't do anything in this case with skill checks, but
Right. No.
but
But you just feel really stable, I'm sure. That's, a
well,
wonderful thing.
his breathing, which was ragged, and he's you tend to the wounds and you get him sort of more comfortable, and his breathing settles and is less shallow and rattly. So he kind of calms. Not doesn't look good at all, but he's no longer at death's door.
All right, I'm going to hold
That's
my
not to
short
say you
swords and
don't
kind of
normally look
guard
great.
his body.
Okay. All right. So that will take us to Baracus, who is unconscious for this round. And then Cora, what do you want to do?
Yeah, seeing how Baracus is stable and we seem to be in a good spot, I'm going to engage with the skeleton that we still have in the room. So I'm pretty much going to jump kick into it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
An 11.
It's a miss. So the
Action is to
jumps,
turn around and
and then you spin around and do what?
kick again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
20.
Nice.
Roll it critical
Kicks are
style.
killing. Like multiply by 2.
I'm unfortunately going to have to, because I'm catching it in the moment. You have disadvantage. It's in the dodge. So unfortunately, unless you
roll another 20.
yeah, roll another 20, and that'll be great. I'm sorry.
Well, it's 16.
All right, you still hit. Unfortunately, it won't be critical, but you hit.
Damage though.
I didn't hear the damage this time.
6.
Okay. Good.
Nice.
That works. I can hear it. All right. It looks pretty rough. It looks pretty beat up. That will bring us to the skeleton, who is going to attack at Cora, and does an 11 hit. No? Okay. So it swipes at you. You easily move out of the way, and the sword goes sailing past you, bringing us to Merryweather.
All right. I'm already in the room now, so can I get close enough to melee engage with that last skeleton?
Sure can.
Okay.
It's
I'm
about
going to
12.
do that. I'll take a swing with my short swords.
Okay.
Missed on the first one, and oh gosh, 11. No, wait.
Oh.
13. I can't add. 13.
Fortunately, you got to roll that at disadvantage.
Oh, it's still dodging?
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's still 13.
13 hits.
Yeah. All right. 5 damage.
And you cut it down, and that is the last of the skeletons. So they. What's funny is the alchemist did nothing to you guys. He just pounded the guy walks out. You will suffer. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have walked in here. That was a really bad idea on my part. And then these.
It's like, get out of our way, dude. We have to kill these skeletons.
Then these turned skeletons are like, we're gonna last forever. Anyway.
It's the dodging. That was
dodge.
hard to hit.
Dodge does make things difficult. Plus, these skeletons had a special one-time only first attack on them. They had resistance to melee attack and any bludgeoning, piercing, or whatever. So,
But
all right.
the turning was good. Otherwise, they would have swarmed us. So thank you, unconscious cleric.
All right.
Hours, by the way. I conscious for 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours. Well, maybe we should bring them back into the other room where there's some beds and it doesn't smell so bad.
You have choices. You can go into the room where you guys were in melee, or there's the other door that you didn't go in to the north, or there's now this opening where the blue light came out of that the alchemist came out of. So those are your choices.
Can we look to see if maybe the alchemist has anything on him? Perhaps a couple other vials or something that might be useful?
Sure.
Is on its game.
So, you search the body, and the alchemist has on sort of, he crumpled in his robes, sort of collapsed over him, Darth Vader style, and or more like Obi-Wan Kenobi style in New Hope. But the bones are still there. So as you kind of search around, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay.
I won't roll.
14.
Yeah, we're only gonna do one roll at a go. Okay, so you're searching around on it, his hat and into the hood, and he's kind of got a. Let's see if I can. That's what he looks like.
Oh.
And he has a bag that's sort of embroidered with arcane symbols hanging off of his belt that looks sort of fancy to you. And then in another small pouch, he has a very polished granite stone. And the last thing you notice is you're kind of pulling the robes and kind of digging around into the pockets, is his ribs are all dipped in gold. And so there's each of his rib bones has got gold sort of enameled, but it's metal. It's gold.
Wow. I haven't ever seen anything like this before. Have you, Cora?
No.
It's really strange.
Fancy bones here.
Yeah. I don't know. What? Maybe there's something useful here in these pouches or in this bag. What was that?
I'll take a look.
Okay. Oh, you're just gonna go right in there. All right then.
Open right in the bag.
The bag, you open up the bag and it is pitch black in the bag. You can't, you don't see the bottom to it.
Then
You put your hand in? All the way in?
I'm curious to a fault. Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Ooh.
Feels a bit cold in there, but no airflow. You get to the bottom and the bottom just feels a little lower than it's supposed to be. It feels like maybe there's like a cubic yard of space for some reason, but as you're all looking at it, Cora's arms just kind of went all the way down to maybe her bicep into there, but it didn't come out the bottom.
maybe if you like turn it inside out and just dump it all out, stuff will come out. But not too high though, in case it's breakable. Did you see that thing go
Do it.
flying at me before?
I need to do some reading. Are you
Skeleton.
turning this bag inside out?
You bet your sweet bottom, DM.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Chris. I know you're unconscious and can't really say anything.
It's good.
Wow.
That's a terrible idea.
Okay.
I don't know what happens if you do that.
Its contents spill out,
Okay, you found it already?
harmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again.
Okay, thank you. I thought
Mhm.
I thought it might open a dimensional portal.
I was concerned about it. I think that's
Let's
an
not do that. No
old
dimensional
3-5 thing.
Sit down now. Nice.
Level 2. Let's go to another dimension. Come on.
Gorgons. I would have put my head in it.
Well, that's page 154 in the DMG.
Yeah, I got
I
it.
think it's better
I'm reading
just
it
to
right now.
turn it
It's
inside
if you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding, it creates a
Or it's what is it? A portable hole?
a
You're
portable
not supposed
hole.
to do
Really
that
bad
either.
idea as well. Okay, you open it up and nothing comes out. It doesn't appear to have been holding anything.
Well, it's a nice bag, I guess. Nothing to help a friend, though.
No.
That's a shame.
Okay.
And you said there was like a polished granite stone in the pouch?
Yeah, you open up the pouch and there's a polished stone in there. What do you want to do anything with it?
I don't know. What do you guys think of this? I mean, does it look like anything either of you have seen before? Looks like a
Maybe
stone
you
to
should
me.
taste it.
Taste
Huh?
it.
Huh?
Did you take it out of Meriwether's
class.
hands? Okay.
I didn't touch it, but apparently Cora tasted it.
Mango too.
That's right. Mango.
Okay. So it's a flat gray and black marbly river stone inscribed with an unknown arcane symbol. Feels cool to the touch.
Feel cool to my tongue.
It does. It feels like you're licking a battery. But Cora wouldn't know what that was like. So
This is cold tasting.
Maybe you should hold on to that. Maybe it'll come in handy sometime.
I can.
Yeah.
Cleric when they wake up.
Yeah.
okay, so you're gonna
Yeah.
pocket the stone, Cora?
I'd say take the ribs and put it all in the bag.
Okay, so you snap the ribs and put them in the bag too? Okay, each of those ribs, and oh, it's only one rib on each side, sorry. So it's one rib is completely gold on each side. So you have two ribs, they're each worth about 5 gold pieces worth of gold. So are you putting the stone in the bag, the magic bag?
Object?
Unless anybody
You know, though, I mean, he had the stone in that little pouch and not in the bag. So, maybe there was a reason for that. Just thinking, it might pay to be a little cautious. There's some really strange things down here.
You can hold it. I don't have pockets.
I'll put it in my backpack. How about that? All right. Until we know what it is and what it does. So, I'll take the art, like the inscribed stone or whatever, and just stick it in my backpack for now.
Okay. So the inscribed stone is going in Meriwether's pack, and then the ribs are going in the bag. All right, the golden McRibs are going in the. You can make golden arches out of them. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
So you guys put those in the bag. What do you want to do now?
Well, I'm feeling rather bad for our friend Baracus here. Maybe I'll try to carry him into the next room and just put him down to rest until he gains consciousness
What's
on one of those
the
beds.
beds out in the main room?
Yeah, I
Good.
don't want to go into a room we haven't been in because we don't know what's in there.
Okay, so you guys take him to one of the beds and make him comfortable on the bed. What else do you guys want to do after that? He
I'll
seems
poke
to
my
be
head
resting.
into the room that the alchemist came out of.
Okay. You poke your head into that room. The secret door opens towards you to reveal, as it was already open because a clutter of broken glass and earthenware piled on the floor beyond. 3 small copper pots lie in the debris. It's not lit, so Cora, do you have dark vision? Yeah, okay. So you can see in there. You poking around to look further into the room? Yeah? Okay. A bench runs down the west wall of what seems to be a laboratory. On the bench are jars of powders and liquids and several pieces of chemical apparatus. There's a table against the south wall forming an L shape with the bench. A book is open on the table. Also on the table is a candlestick with a tiny stump of unlit candle still in it, and a variety of other items that, even in that dim light, well, I guess there's dim light, shine with the warmth of pure gold. One of these objects looks like a human skull.
I'm gonna yell out of the room, "Hey guys, there's some real fancy stuff in this room too."
Alright.
Well, Newbin, if you want to go check it out with Cora, I'll stay here and keep an eye on our friend.
I will do that. I'm going to go in and uh, give it a good investigation. Here.
Okay. So you go through, go ahead and roll an investigation check as you're poking around.
Keen.
Alright. So you find on the desk an open book, and as you look at it, it's got sort of gold leaf lettering on the spine that says, "Ye Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone." Then next to it, the golden objects that Chorus saw were a human skull of gold, an apple made of gold, a rose of gold, and a set of 5 small discs that are also made of gold. And then you see a whole bunch of stacks of gold coins. About, you count them out. There's a 47 gold pieces. Then
Right on.
finally, as you start
It would
moving,
look like the
oh, go ahead.
that we had.
Can you say that again? Yep.
Does any of this liquid look like the previous liquid that we had?
Oh, the green acid spray stuff, or no, red liquid, as in, yeah, it does not. Nothing looks like that. You don't have anything like that. You just a bunch of um, sort of test tubes and Bunsen burners, and the liquid in them has long since dried. And then just these gold pieces, the book that's says the Philosopher's Stone, and then another book that looks like it might be a spell book. And then all of the chemical apparatus that are laying around might have some value.
To collect all of the gold and the 2 books. Up the gold. I'm holding on to the books for the cleric when he wakes up.
Okay. So the book, the Ye Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone, and the Book of Spells goes into your stuff, and then heavy gold skull, an apple, a rose, and a bunch of discs. They all go into where? Are you putting them in the bag, or are you? are you divvying them up to packs? Just in the bag for now? Okay.
Everything in the bag for now.
Okay. That'll work. Anything else you want to do while you're in here?
Two doing there, is there?
It's up to you.
Did you guys check out what was in those copper pots? I don't know if I missed that or not.
Right.
Those 3 copper pots, was that separate from what you guys just looked at?
We investigated the room. I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
if that was included with the copper pots.
I don't know where I said copper pots.
Oh, okay. Maybe I misheard.
There's a candlestick, candles, bunch of objects made of pure gold. One of them looks like a skull. Then you looked at that closer. You found a skull, an apple, a rose, 5 discs that are made of gold, stacks of gold, 2 books. I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it was one of the first things I wrote down about the room, so I don't know if I maybe misheard.
Sorry. Yeah, that is said there, and then they don't describe them any further in the.
Oh, okay. Then maybe it's not
So yeah,
important.
if you guys want the copper pots, they seem to be like because they don't describe them any further. I'm going to say they're sort of pestles, mortar pestle sort of. They appear to be that. They're made of copper.
Chamber pots.
They have some copper value. Not big enough to be a chamber pot. That would be found in another room. But more, this size.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else you guys want to do in this room? You investigate. Tony, or Newbin, you were doing a full investigation, checking the walls. Nothing showed except for the secret door that you came in through. So you don't think there are any other secret doors in this room?
I'm good to go out where the others are.
Okay. So you go back in there. There's still the secret door that leads to the wine room that we began tonight in. There's a door to the north that seemed like the normal door. You guys went into the door labeled danger. And then you're in the room now that has all of the beds, the very large room. Do you want to try to keep guard for 2 hours around? Because this might just be a good ending spot for tonight's adventure then, if we want to just call it here and then say that we'll see how we open up. We'll open up with maybe the last half an hour of that next time. The last half hour of Chris's 2 hours of unconsciousness. Just because there might be an encounter, before he wakes up. Because we really only have 10 more minutes. It's 10:30 Tony's time, so we're already.
Yeah, I don't think I'd feel comfortable moving ahead with a downed party member. So I think it makes sense to just rest until he gains consciousness.
Okay. Is that where we want to call it for the evening?
Good.
Does that work?
Me.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to Saltmarsh. We're crawling through the small dungeon of the alchemist's house, moving through each encounter. This is a 1E adventure that's been this is written for original ADD in 1981. And in the 1E, all of them had, you didn't go into a room without there being a trap or, so they're combat heavy, they're fun, they're definitely crawlish. And in fact, one of the things they say at the beginning of this book is Saltmarsh was really one of the first series of modules that introduced required role-playing in the game. And so there are going to be some places where if you don't role-play correctly, there will be impact on the storyline. Not correctly as in, but certain actions of role-playing will have an effect on the game. And that really wasn't the case back in the late 70s and 80s. It was roll and run. Anyway, just again, I know it's been running through the chat box all night, but Zombie Joe is doing a 24-hour Dungeons and Dragons at Misty Mountain Games in Madison, raising money for Extra Life and in support of Children's Hospital Wisconsin. If you are so inclined to support this, I'm going to click on it as soon as we go off stream here. But if you can donate a little money to that, it's a great cause. Next Tuesday, I think, is the conclusion of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Stay tuned for more to that. Next Wednesday, Curse of Strahd, where I think we're going to have a big turning point in the storyline. And then next Thursday is the conclusion of Crimea Clash of Shields, the homebrew campaign that I began with several of the people here on the stream tonight a year ago. Little under a year ago, we started doing this. And lots of fun was had with that, but we're going to wrap it up, and that should be really exciting with lots of dead players. And that, I think, is all the announcements. So I guess in honor of the big move of tonight's play, everybody stay turned, y'all. All right, have a good one.